It's a Country Saturday Night with the Radio Nitwits, Randy and Donna, on the RTM Radio Network.
Yanki and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network. I don't know why that song ends like that. How you doing tonight? Nice to see you. It's a Country Saturday night.
Hey.
Special guest Howard Salmon coming to us later on.
He's
probably around 8 o'clock.
Yeah, top of the hour.
Hi, Cassie Cooper. How you doing?
Hi.
What's going on over yonder in Kentucky? Hello. Over in Tim Tatum and Becky country.
Over yonder.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Nice to see you guys here. I see Shannon and Cornholio.
Cornholio.
Mr. and Mrs. Dave, nice to see you guys are still alive. Yankee and the Brit are here, of course. And let's see, who else is in here right now? Don, Heather, Marie. Stop scrolling on me. What the? Oh, I hate this damn thing. Where is it? Don, Heather, Anne Marie, Mark, and another Kim. Well, hello, another Kim. And Kim Schmidt, of course. What's going on, you guys?
Oh,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
look who's in the chat. Who's just walked in. Look, Joe.
Hello, Joe. And Cassie says a big shout out to my cousin Shannon and Cornholio.
Cornholio.
Apple Fest, the fourth weekend of the month. You guys like apple butter? What's that buzz from? Who's buzzing? You buzzing?
Oh, I bet my batteries are running out.
Well, I don't know, but shouldn't be buzzing like this. Somebody's got a good buzz on.
Ooh, hello.
It ain't me, though.
Ooh.
Let's see if we can get rid of that. Oh, that did it. That's what it is, right there. Hope it don't do that while Mr. Salmon gives us a call. Anyways, well, all right, that ain't what it is then. So, let's move along here. Hell with that. I don't know what that...
Yankee and the Brits, get the buzz on right here on RTM Radio.
At least somebody's got a buzz on, because it ain't me, I know that. Johnny Cash and June Carter. Jackson.
We've been talking about...
Yes, sir. Lance Stinson, baby. Taillights and Dust with the Yankee and the Brit on a country Saturday night. The RTM Radio Network. It's the Yankee and the Brit sneaking around in the background while you're jamming to the cool tunes.
I was sweeping up. I was being like a little kitchen bitch and...
Donna's like, do you got the mic on? Well, yep, sure do.
Yeah, that was Mrs. Cornholio.
Unbelievable. Yankee and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network, the RTM Radio Nitwits at your
Hearing
service.
all of our secrets. We've got a buzz on tonight. You're hearing all our secrets because Twatterhead over here keeps leaving the mic on. We're
Piss
doing
off,
great.
knobhead.
We're doing great.
Yeah, okay. Let's see, where was I? Oh, yeah, another request. That's what I was working on over here. Tim McGraw by request and a real good man.
Meanwhile, back to my mind.
Nope. Not this time. Shania Twain coming up next. It's the Yankee in the Bit and the RTM. Fuck me. It's the Yankee and the Brit and the RTM Radio Network.
Network.
Network! Stop making me think I'm saying shit wrong when I'm not.
You did. You said nitwork.
You're the nitwit. Nitwork. Whatever you are over there.
Looking hot, husband.
Yes, you are.
Oh, God, sounds like
Look
I've
at
got...
this boobage.
I know.
Oh, baby.
Sounds like I've got the Brad James whistles today. I hope there's a cream for that. Listen, this is... I hope there's a cream to get rid of this. See what I mean? It's like...
Sounds like Brad to me.
I know.
Jeez, that's
I hope there's
terrible.
medication for that.
I forgot to move my star. No wonder I'm always getting the controls mixed up here. See that? Move that over hee-haw.
Over yonder.
Over yonder. That fixes that. All right, there we go. By request for that lady sitting right over there. She's creeping tonight. Eric Church on the RTM Radio Network. This guy, I got to tell you, he's got some cool tunes. The Yankee and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network. How you guys doing? Yankee and the Brit over here, like I said, like 60 friggin' times already. Cheryl's leaving Denver. Leaving the Mile High. Are you a member of the Mile High Club now, by any chance? Probably not, but I don't know. Sitting up there in that big rig looking all womanly and everything. You probably Mile High Club. Anyways, does anybody know what the Colorado scales are like at night? I'd say they're flat and perfectly leveled and earth level anyways, and when you drive across them, you're screwed. Just my guess. You know, I only went across those once or twice. So many other ways into Colorado. But I got pulled around in there. I was in there for about 15 minutes or so. Nice guys, took care of things, just run over the paperwork, did their thing, and kicked me out. Wasn't too bad, really. What's with the humming?
You like a good hum job.
I like things to work, and they just don't seem to. Anyways.
This is because it's RTM Radio, and we love to just fuck up.
Oh,
hey,
no.
look who's here.
Hello, Dory.
Right, love.
Dory. Read Darren's comment. Well,
I know,
I
I'm
can't because I can't
scrolling
scroll
down.
back upwards with this
Randy,
stupid
can
thing.
you play Man of Constant Sorrow?
Hello, Mr. Tiem. Yeah, I'm working on it. In fact, you know what? Let's do that right now. The Soggy Bottom Boys, by request, I'm a man of constant sorrow. That would be me.
Hey everybody, this is Darren Heller from JBC Charity here on the Yankee and the Brit. We want you to come on out Wednesday, September 16th at 8 p.m. for the JBC Charity Spotlight. We will be spotlighting Howard Salmon and his music, and we will also be talking to Ron Terry, the voice of Smokey the Bear. So join us for a good time Wednesday, September 16th at 8 p.m. right here on the Yankee and the Brit.
Join SS Cruises as we once again present the Truckers Gone Wild Cruise. We'll sail on the beautiful Carnival Glory from the bustling city of Miami, Florida. The Glory will take us to the incredible ports of St. Thomas, San Juan, Amber Cove, Dominican Republic, and Grand Turk. Soak in the sunny, serene rhythms of the Eastern Caribbean's beautiful sun-dappled islands. A Carnival cruise to the Eastern Caribbean sails to some of the region's most storied isles, each ringed by rainbow-hued coral gardens. Dig your feet into the silky sand, float in azure seas, and let your cares melt away in the Eastern Caribbean. An initial non-refundable reservation of $50 per person is due by June 14th, 2016. And note, this is just a reservation. To receive a cabin assignment, full deposit will be required. A full deposit of $250 per person is due by September 14th, 2016. Final payment is due by December 5th, 2016. We hope to see you on board. And don't forget, tomorrow night on the Lido Lounge, we'll be talking with Mr. Dave about 8 o'clock, going over any questions you may have about the cruises that go on, talk a little about the 2017 cruise, maybe even mention who's going to be playing and what's going on. Yankee and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network.
Playing more of your favorite country songs every hour. Yes. Great country music whenever you want it.
What could be more American than that?
RTM Radio.
Aaron Tippin, by request, Working Man's PhD from Mr. Tiem over in Tennessee. I used to live in Kentucky, over in the West End, not too far from well, it was Mayfield where I lived. What the hell's a friggin' railroad yard over there? What's the matter with me? Can't even think of that. Paducah. Just a little bit south of Paducah is where it was. All righty then. Let's see. Tunage. Coming up here, hopefully any minute, we should be hearing from Howard Salmon. We'll throw another tune on here. I want to do the Darlings. I love the Darlings, man. An old Dooley from the Andy Griffith Show, the RTM Radio Network.
Oh, that's good. I want to do and away we go.
Gonna pay back someday. Gonna pay back someday.
It's yours truly, Ran the Man. Past the point of rescue on the RTM Radio Network, 759.
Last night I dreamed you were back again, larger than life again, holding me tight again, placing those same kisses on my brow, sweeter than ever now. Lord, Lord, I remember how couldn't get enough kissing. Do you know how much you're missing? No, you don't, but I do. Days like a slow train trickle by. Even the words that I write refuse to fly. All I can hear is your song haunting me. Can't get the melody out of my head, you see. Distractions are amusing. Do you know how much you're losing? No, you don't, but I do. But I do. And I wonder if I'm past the point of rescue. There's no word from you at all the best that you can do. Never man push or shove you. Do you know how much I love you? No, you don't, but I do. I swore I'd never fall like this again. Fools like me never win. Came to my knees again. Can't close the door on like they would. Things might be just as good. Always believe they would. Gotta let your love invite me. Baby, do you think it might be? No, you don't, but I do. But I do. I wonder if I'm past the point of rescue. There's no word from you at all the best that you can do. Never man to push or shove. Do you know how much I love you? No, you don't, but I do. But I do. But I wonder if I'm past the point of rescue. There's no word from you at all the best that you can do. Never meant to push or shove. Do you know how much I love you? No, you don't, but I do. Oh, no, you don't, but I do. Oh, no, you don't, but I do.
Yanki and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network. How you doing tonight? Special guest Howard Salmon's with us right now. Howard, how you doing, buddy?
I am here.
There he is.
There he is.
What's going on over there?
Well, I'm not too far away. I'm only just down the road from you today.
Oh, you in Arlington?
Well, yeah. Well, no, actually, I was down in Fort Worth. I've already picked my delivery in Arlington this morning, yeah, and I came over to Fort Worth, and man, I tell you, I've had a great day today. I got to tell you about it in a bit.
Did you get over to Cowtown and get yourself some cowgirls?
They're a little too big for me to pick up today, so I left the cows alone. So I decided to come on over here to Fort Worth. You know, I stumbled on an air show, by the way.
Oh,
you
yeah?
did? Do tell.
Oh, my gosh, it was great. They had the Blue Angels.
I didn't hear anything about it.
Acrobat, you know, I mean, a lot of aircraft doing whatever they did. And because driving a semi-truck in a business park area they look at you as either you have to make a delivery or a pickup. So they run everybody else off, and I was right there on the curb looking at the back of this airfield, and I couldn't believe it. I had the Blue Angels going right over the top of me. This is the best speed now.
Ain't that sweet? Boy, that's nice to luck into something like that.
It really was. They asked us to move away from the back of that one row to kind of give them an area that in case they had issues, they wanted to be able to have that one little road to land in.
Oh, so
I was happy to do that. So I moved back about 100 yards, and I had the best seat in the house.
So if they were going to crash and burn, you had a front row seat.
I didn't want to crash and burn, but I did face my truck forward toward the airstrip due to the fact that I do have a camera on the front of my truck, and I actually had to clean my windshield off, get the bugs off, just so I could have a good view in case of, God forbid, any of them do have a problem. I didn't want that to happen, but if they had a little incident, I'd catch it right on film.
There you go, man. That's always prepared.
There you go.
You could have come up here and had a cup of British tea instead.
Well, now let me guess. Now that British tea has some pretty good cream in it, doesn't it?
It does.
Somebody gave me that a long time ago. So here, try this. And I was hooked on it at the time. I loved it.
Sorry about the noise.
I know Randy's like messing around with the microphone in front of my head and making a
I
load of racket.
thought you might have belched after having some tea there. I wasn't sure what happened.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you and where'd you come
Yes,
from?
Michelle's in the chat room and she says, "Excuse my ignorance, sir, but who the devil are you?"
Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. I've been out here. I served the military. I went in the Army back in 1976. Back in 79, I got out of the Army. Then I went in the Air Force in 80. Got out of the Air Force in 84. Drove the trucks from 84. And now serving the country driving a truck. Obviously, truck drivers are very important in our lives. We do have to take care of our country. Obviously, you know that, as well as a lot of the drivers out here now. So I've been out here faithfully for 31 years driving a truck. And that's what I've done.
Wow. How'd you get into truck driving? Did you have it in your family?
No. I rode along with my mom and dad in the back of a Jeep, and every time we passed a truck, I'd do the old hit the horn little thing, and I'd smile every time a trucker hit the horn. And from that point, I was always hooked with the way the trucks were and how they truck drivers are always, like the knights of the road. And that was kind of a nice thing to kind of blend back into. When I went in the military, I started driving in the military as well. So if you count another 7 years, well, I've been out. I guess I've been driving nearly 38 years.
That's a busy man. How many miles you think you got in?
Well over 3.5 million, I'm sure. This truck here alone, I bought brand new in '98. I've already got 2.2 million on this one. The truck I sold prior to this, I put over 600,000 on that. The company that I worked for about 6 or 7 years, I logged well over 1 million miles on that, and not counting all of the military driving and driving in between the long-haul trucking. I drove a lot of dump trucks, cement mixers, a lot of stuff like that over the road, and so I was quite busy. So I'm guessing well over 3.5, close to 4 million.
When you drive for the military, what exactly do you do as far as driving? I mean, is that just moving equipment, or do you get to haul things out into the battlefield, or what's that all about?
I was a wrecker operator in the Army. I would go out, I'd follow the convoys with the tow truck. I'd pick up, burned up, crashed up, whatever happened to a vehicle. I'd pick it up and get it back to the maintenance area and keep on going. I would do that. Also in the Army and the Air Force, I learned to drive pretty much everything. So I would haul tanks around on a flatbed. I would drive buses. I would shuttle generals around in a limousine or in an actual they're sedan, they call them. They're more like a limo, but a pretty nice vehicle. I'd drive a general around, and then I ended up being a colonel's driver in the Jeep. And thank God for being a colonel's driver in a cold state of Kansas in the wintertime. my Jeep was the only one. Actually, I should say the Colonel's Jeep was the only one that had a heater in it. And, buddy, I tell you what, I pull over to an area where they're doing the howitzers, letting off their artillery, and I'd be having my friends jumping in the seat trying to stay warm for a few minutes. So, I had a pretty good experience doing what I did. And I spent some time over in Korea and the Air Force. I did a full term in California, which I flew out quite often for relief. For Grenada, I was on my way over to Grenada, but we stopped at Fort Pope, North Carolina, and they had to get a couple guys prior to me over there immediately. I ended up staying over there. So I ended up not in any battle time during the time I was in. I was in the peacetime. But we had a few little conflicts, and I was happy to do what I could do to try to support our country.
Well, regardless of whether you were in battle or not, from me, and I'm sure a lot of other listeners, thanks for serving.
Thank you. Thank you for the other drivers and the other folks out there for serving also. I really appreciate all they've done.
I think Donna has a question for you.
So how did you get into music? I mean, we've been listening to some of your tunes recently, and they're pretty damn good. How did you get into music?
Let's see. Back in, I believe it was 92, while I was driving trucks, local, of course, I started tinkering around and started writing my first tune. But prior to that, in the Air Force, back in 82, I believe it was, 81, 82, I was talked to by some folks, to join the choir band for the church in the Air Force. Well, I thought I'd have fun, play some music, and have some fun, with everybody. And I started doing some music with a friend of mine. And this gal, by the way, she and I eventually did the second album I have out right now. She and I did a duet album together. But I've known this lady for well over 30-plus years. And she got me interested in the music and told me to keep going, keep it up. So I really didn't know if I'd ever really pursue it as far as I had, but I tried to and started doing a lot more music, and it became a passion of mine. So in 82, I wrote my very first song, and they started flowing out of me real quick. So between 82 and 84, I had already written about 7 or 8 songs, and that's the music that I have on my first album. The album is called These Trucks Are Made of Gold.
Where do you write your songs at? I mean, do you write them while you're sitting in the truck, and how do you get your ideas? They just pop into your head, or you have some method?
There's no method. There's no method at all. It'll hit you at the strangest times. I've woken up in the middle of the night and had to jot down a couple of lyrics. I'd wake up in the morning and say, where the heck did this come from in my dreams? But it was something I'd keep aside and put it there. And there have been other times, such as one of my songs called Soldiers and Truckers. I'll tell you a nice little story about that, which was, most of my songs, by the way, are actually true stories of my life. Soldiers and Truckers was a very solid song. I was at the Dallas Truck Show. The day before the show started, we had about, 11 to 13 of the convoy ambassadors having dinner at the Outback Steakhouse in Dallas, Texas. Well, one of our drivers, as most drivers are, we have versatile little hobbies we do. Some are singers, some do all kinds of little knickknacks and hobbies or whatever. This guy here is a clown. He likes to make balloons, and we were, he was blowing up balloons, making little animals. Well, we were running them around to the kids in the Outback Steakhouse there, and the waiter came up to us and asked if he would make a balloon for the guy at the bar, and he told him he's a soldier going overseas tomorrow. And I looked at David, I said, hey, why don't you make a big one? We'll all sign it, and we'll take it over to him. He said, good idea. So he made this big, flowery-looking little, concoction what he made. He handed it to me, and so I signed it. I passed it around the table. He signed it, finally. He handed it back to me. He said, here, it's your idea. We'll follow you. I said, come on, guys, let's go. Well, all this lined up, and about that time, everybody was looking, saying, what is going on? What is going on here? And I tapped the kid on the shoulder, and I said, "Soldier, I'd like to shake your hand and thank you for what you're doing for us." I handed him that balloon. Well, he didn't know what to say. He just kind of like looked like he had a lump in his throat, and everybody shook his hand. People came out of their booths, you know, buying him a beer or shaking his hand or whatever, just coming over saying thank you. Before I got back to the table, I said, "Guys, there's a song here. I'm going to write it." The next morning, I started writing it. I started going through some cornfields up in Iowa, and I wrote this verse. They stood in line to shake his hand. He looked so very proud. The soldier who was sitting there, he seemed to draw a crowd. He talked with all the truckers there. He knew they'd understand. He'd rather be in fields of corn than in a desert of sand. And them words started to flow that made that song. It took a couple days to write that one. But some of my songs have only taken no more than 30 minutes to write. The very first song I wrote, called "Who Would They Look Up To?" took 30 minutes to write. It just hit me so hard, so fast, and I wrote it. A song, "Wishy Washy Woman," took me about an hour. I wrote that for an ex-girlfriend, and it's a true story. Every one of these songs I've written are true stories. They are about my life.
Well, the Soldiers and Truckers is a hell of a tune, and that's a hell of a way to come about getting some lyrics, I'll tell you that.
It was very heartfelt, and no doubt that song has strong meaning. And that was actually the very first time when I actually had written that song. I had not gotten it out yet. I had only roughly had a demo music cut on it for me. A fellow down in Nacogdoches, Texas, he had the demo made for me, sent it up to me, and then I said, "Okay, that's cool. That's what I'm looking for right there." So all I had was a demo. And about that time, we were going on the Bozo cruise down out of Florida. And our guests on that cruise was Willie P. Richardson. He's a phone prankster. And we had Gene Watson as another guest. Very big artist, obviously. He's just incredible music. Well, Willie P. Richardson and I sat down at a table for lunch one day on that cruise, and he was going to perform that song for me. But he looked at me and says, "You know, Howard," he said, "I'm not going to do that song tonight." I says, "You're not?" He says, "No, you are. Rehearsal's at 6 o'clock. You go on with me at 8. I said, "Well, thanks a lot." He said, "You're welcome."
There you go.
I didn't mean it that way. But I said, "Well, thanks a lot." So here I was. Okay, well, I didn't have the first clue of actually how to do the song. I had not sang that song yet. I had just had a rough idea of how to do it. But I went ahead and I did sound check. 8 o'clock, he does his show. 8:30, he introduces me. Well, obviously, here I am, a yahoo out of nowhere, and he introduces me. "Here's Howard Salmon," and I hear maybe one or two people going, "Clap, clap, clap," just as a courtesy, you know. And, it was kind of like, okay, here I go, and I'm going to disappoint everybody. Well, I stood up there, I sang that song, and I'm looking right there in the front row at Gene Watson. Now this is kind of like really a strange thing. I thought Gene Watson was supposed to be up here singing, and I was supposed to be down there. Well, the roles had reversed, and I'm singing to Gene Watson. That's not right. But at the end of that, I started seeing a lot more flash bulbs going off, and I couldn't believe it. It was noisy at the end of that song. I had a standing ovation. I didn't even realize it.
Really?
And when I got back down, drivers, some of these guys were in tears and stopping me on the way back to my seat. They told me, they said, "We've never had a song to thank the soldiers here for what we've done." He said, "This is the first time I've ever heard something like that." He said, "That hit my heart." Well, one of these guys also was a Marine. He hunted me down on that ship. He said, "I've got to give you something." He gave me one of his challenge coins that I keep with me also. I have that. And that meant a lot to me because I touched his heart as well. And so I decided to go ahead and record it. A friend of mine recorded it first. She did a nice version of it. Carissa Amberly. Well, she did the first version of it, and we went to the truck show that next year, and I heard my song on the radio for the very first time with Carissa doing it through the Bill Mack show. And to have a song that you have actually written on the radio for the very first time, it was quite a thrill.
That must be quite a feeling.
Buddy, I was laughing and crying at the same time. You know how you cry of happiness. This is how I felt. That something that meant so much to me actually had gotten out on the radio, and I felt very proud of that.
As you should. So, I think it's a great tune. Yeah. You know, you had mentioned earlier that you had partnered up with a lady friend of yours. Is that the same woman that was in the Wishy Washy video with you?
No. This lady that did Soldiers and Truckers also with me on the album, she's also a truck driver. She's out of Virginia. Her and her husband, now her name was Alana Russell. I said, well, sure, why don't you go ahead and just, let's put you into it as well. Have a little piece of the CD here. Now, what we were trying to do is actually get this CD out for our troops. We weren't trying to do anything but let them have something nice. So she teamed up with me, and she did the first verse. I thought that was okay. And I finished up on second verse, and we put it together. Now that was, that's Alana Russell. The gal that did Wishy Washy Woman, her name was Carissa Amberly out of, Longview, Texas. She was 15 years old when she did that song. So her voice was incredible.
Yeah, I guess. That's her voice singing with you in the video then.
Now that lady in the video is a TV show host that does a ladies surfing show in Hawaii. Her name is Corey Harvey. I asked Corey if she would like to do a video with me. She liked the song, so she sang along with the vocal of it. Uh-huh. But that was not her singing it. But she did the video with you, and she did a great job with the video. And I loved it. It was great. So we had fun doing this,
It looks like it. It's a Country Saturday Night with special guest Howard Salmon on the RTM Radio Network. We're just chatting along here about different things.
So tell us about this cruise in 2017. Dave has been bouncing all around the chat room about it. What's going on?
Well, heck, you tell me about it. You guys invited me, and I guess I have no choice but to say yes. I had nowhere to go with it. You guys said, hey, you're going.
Yeah, Dave has that effect.
I said, oh, okay. I guess I'm going on a cruise.
Oh, my poor darling. Did he have you all tied up and did he have a gun against your head or something? It sounded like it. Was he forcing you?
Well, you can't twist my arm all that bad. When they say cruise, Howard, do you want to go? How do I say no to that? Okay? I can't wait to have some fun. I know the cruises have a nice little karaoke bar as well. I'm going to invite all the guys and gals to come on out to that karaoke bar. Let's sing all night long. Let's do a couple little get-togethers on the deck out there. Have a little bit of a get-together. I'm going to be real easy to be found. I don't like hiding. I'm not the kind of person to hide away. If you say hi to me, I'm there.
Do you need the Yankee and the Brit to make you a nice shirt that says I'm Howard on it?
Well, if you want to do that, that's fine. If you can put something up there, whatever. I'd love to have you guys out there. I hope maybe you're going on that cruise too, are you?
We've been invited. We're hoping to go, but if we end up going, I will definitely come and sing a song with you.
Absolutely. I think that would be a great time to do it. I'm hoping we can get everybody out there. All I know is the cruises are a lot of fun. It's probably the best fun you can have on. I mean, you're sitting out there with your friends, and as a group, if we have 1,000 people, 600 people, 500 people, whatever it would take, that 500 people will get my phone number. And that's just about the way it works. I end up having so much fun at the end of a cruise where we're talking to everybody for days on end. The cruises are such a good family event. If you've never done a cruise, you got to. It's incredible. It's incredible what you can just see out there and enjoy. It's peaceful. It's just the best place to be.
That's what we keep hearing from Mr. Dave. Do you have any hobbies or anything you do when you do have some free time?
Oh, hobbies? Well, oh my gosh. What hobbies don't I do? Let's see. I do photography, which I'm enjoying. I've been taking pictures today at the show. I make jewelry. I lived in Hawaii for a while, and I started designing seashell necklaces and bracelets, anklets, rings, earrings, everything. Started making those. Now I'm making deer antler hooks, which I wear a lot of them. You can see a lot of stuff I wear in my videos, by the way. The shell jewelry I make, I wear them in my videos. I got a story about some shells, by the way, and I'll tell you that in a moment. But I do the jewelry, and I build antique cars. I'm having a good time building my 40 Dodge Coupe right now.
Wow.
So,
What is it you're working on?
I'm working on a 40 Dodge two-door business coupe.
Oh, yes, sir.
It is going to be baby blue with a navy blue partial floor, the carpeting, the lower section of the car, the framing. It's going to be a baby blue seating and a little bit darker blue on the top. So the engine is going to be baby blue, dark blue, and navy blue. It's going to be multicolor, different parts, nuts and bolts. Everything's going to be different in that car, where the details of it will stand out just incredible.
What do you do with them? You just fix them up and sell them, or do you keep them?
I've actually sold four or five. I've already redone. I did a 53 Buick. I did a 55 Buick, 48 Chevy truck, 68 Chevelle Malibu, and for the life of me, I can't remember what else I've done. I helped a friend of mine with another Chevelle, but I'm working on my 40 Coupe right now that I'm not going to sell. It means a lot to me. I've had that for well over 20 years right now, and I want to keep that.
Where do you find time to do all that?
You make time to do it. You get in, you just make time to do it. Finding time, I mean, look, you don't have to put 50 hours, 60 hours, 70 hours a week nonstop away from what you got to do on your family life or your home time. Make time to do things. If you don't do it, you just threw it away. I have to make time. This is my only sanity I have right now, is to enjoy making something of what my time is. So I do hobbies. I make time with things.
Have you wrote any songs? Have you wrote any songs about any of the cars or anything like that?
No, not well. Let's see. I had some kind of weird thing in a parking lot a while back. I can't remember where it goes, but I wrote it down. But it's not about the cars. I'd like to come up with something decent, but it would be more of a beach song, kicking back on the beach, with the car, This is going to be a baby blue car. It looks like the sun, like the sky, and it's going to be incredible. So I'll probably come up with something there.
Well, I think that's great. Joseph wants to know if you want to buy a Jeep with a heater that works.
Why? I wouldn't have a top on it anyway, right? Why would I want to buy a Jeep with a heater in it?
I guess that was some kind of Army reference or something, knowing Joseph.
Well, I don't think Army Jeeps had many heaters, That's really about the way it works.
My dad was a tank mechanic, and he shuffled his a couple colonels and sergeants around, so I got a pretty good idea what that was all about.
I got the call in Korea to move a general around. Well, during that time, you had curfew and all that stuff. You really weren't supposed to be out after dark. A quick little story there. I picked up a general about 4 a.m. in the morning, had to make it to Seoul. Well, being dark and being them roads out there that are really not desirable, I come up on a little bump in the road. Didn't know the bump in the road was a train tracks that I played Dukes of Hazzard on that one. I was doing about 60. I hit that train track doing a pretty good clip, and for some reason I didn't feel tires on the road for a few seconds, and I launched it. I came down at the other side of it, and I said, "Whoa!" I said, "Sir, you want to do it again?" He said, "No." But I thought it was kind of fun, actually. But I think I scared him pretty good.
Wasn't impressed with your driving skills, huh?
Well, you know what? The general kept me on for his driver for a little while. He didn't mind me driving after that, and he knew I could handle the car. So I ended up being his driver for, I guess, about a month. It's pretty nice.
Very good. Where do you record? Do you have a particular recording studio you record in, or just wherever you happen to be?
My first album here, Destruction Made Gold, was recorded down in Garland, Texas, near Dallas. That was a really nice place. McLean's recording, if anybody ever is interested. The guy is incredible. Does a great job of mastering the CDs. The second album, Old Habits Are Hard to Break, that was a friend of mine that I knew when I was in the Air Force. She and I did the album together. This was done with at the studio called After Hours. It is owned, and he records all of it and masters himself. The guy's name is Bruce Torgan. If anybody's familiar with rock and roll, he is with Foreigner. He was the bass player from Foreigner. So Bruce Torgan recorded us on that album, and a good fortunate thing, since we recorded that in California, up in Redding, California, it's the home area of Merle Haggard. So Dave Haggard, Merle Haggard's son, came in and played some lead tracks on guitar. Scott Joss, fiddle player for Merle Haggard, came in and did all the fiddle tracks, and he did backup vocals for me. So, we had this album done by some high, big names. And, the strangest thing is, after we did this, I got thinking, I said, well, wait a minute, I grew up with these people in my lives, listening to them on the radio. I said, what the heck are they doing being backup vocals for me? What did I do? And it was it was actually quite an honor to have these people in my album. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I would think. That's great.
And the names are proudly in there, by the way. So, and oh man, it was just, to have someone of this caliber doing the music for you, it was pretty good.
That's got to be like a dream come true.
A lot of things. This whole ride has been a dream come true. I wasn't even really trying to get anywhere. I was just trying to have fun doing music. That's all I'm trying to do. But the whole ride is incredible.
Well, it sounds like you're having a hell of a ride, too.
Oh, yeah, I'm having a hell of a ride. It's keeping me busy.
Well, that's good. It's a country Saturday night with special guest Howard Salmon on the phone with us. I don't know, you have anything else to add? You sound like a hell of a great guy to me. I know we had a nice little chat the other day when you were on the phone with us.
Yeah, we did. We really did. I was thinking, and Brit was talking.
The Brit's always talking.
I thought I was taking up pretty much the airway. I should let her talk for a while.
I thought you said you had your fill of English women.
Well, English women are okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get you wrong. I think there ought to be more of those young ladies out there. Teach us a thing or two, right?
She's what?
They ought to teach us a thing or two. How to speak English.
You're so not funny.
They can teach us English, but they don't know a thing about American.
Well, there are a few flaws, but not that bad.
Well, Howard, if you don't have anything else to add, we're going to go play a couple of your tunes.
Absolutely. Don't go right ahead. Just have fun. Put on whatever you like.
That's exactly what we're going to do. We've been talking with Howard Salmon on the RTM Radio Network on a country Saturday night. Here's Soldiers and Truckers. Check it out. Join SS Cruises as we once again present the Truckers Gone Wild Cruise. We'll sail on the beautiful Carnival Glory from the bustling city of Miami, Florida. The Glory will take us to the incredible ports of St. Thomas, San Juan, Amber Cove, Dominican Republic, and Grand Turk. Soak in the sunny, serene rhythms of the Eastern Caribbean's beautiful sun-dappled islands. A Carnival cruise to the Eastern Caribbean sails to some of the region's most storied isles, each ringed by rainbow-hued coral gardens. Dig your feet into the silky sand, float in azure seas, and let your cares melt away in the Eastern Caribbean. An initial non-refundable reservation of $50 per person is due by June 14th, 2016. And note, this is just a reservation. To receive a cabin assignment, full deposit will be required. A full deposit of $250 per person is due by September 14th, 2016. Final payment is due by December 5th, 2016. We hope to see you on board. It's the Yankee and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network. Don't forget tomorrow night's the Lido Lounge right here with the Yankee and the Brit.
And somehow over the last 5 minutes, we seem to have got ourselves a little karaoke thing going on with Howard.
Donna's going to sing karaoke with Howard. So
yes, he says, Hotel California is quite a hard song to play. And I says, it's not me that's got to play it. So, good luck.
What a great guy, man. I love these people like this. They get some good guests come on this show. Every one of them has been a great bunch of people. Got to love it. And thanks to all you guys that hook us up with them and everybody else. And don't forget, next week, of course, on Wednesdays, the JBC Charity Spotlight. And kind of an all-request kind of deal wraps around that.
Oh, and do we spill the beans about Monday?
What's Monday? I guess you better tell me, too.
I might have to spill the beans so that the husband knows as well. It is Mrs. Dave's birthday.
Oh,
so,
right.
if you join us, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday night, we'll put on a bit of a birthday shindig for Mrs. Giggles in the chat room.
Yeah, about an hour's worth or so. We'll, of course, we'll do the illustrious, the wondrous singing of the happy birthday song.
Oh, yes. Do you think we need to practice?
No.
3.
No.
2.
No.
1.
No! Save it for Monday!
Happy-
Save it! Come on, Ethel.
A very merry on birthday to you, to me. A very merry on birthday to you.
To me.
I watched way too much Alice in Wonderland as a kid.
Yes, good God. Cup of tea?
A very merry on birthday to me.
I'm late
But a very important date.
Ooh, you did that so sexy, too. By request, if tomorrow never comes, somebody wanted to hear it by Garth Brooks, we have Brad James' version available. Check this.
Sometimes late at night. You are listening to the dipshit and the twit right here on the Yankee and the Brit on RTM Radio, baby.
Coming to you live from the driver's seat, baby. It's the Great Cornholio, inviting everyone to come and join us on October the 20th, where I have assembled a panel of 6 people to sit around and talk about what is real to you, real to the real driver out here. Come and join the fun, baby. To look us up on hashtag Truckin' Roundup for more information.
Trains, trucks, and good old country music with the Yankee and the Brit on RTM Radio.
The Country Ridge and JBC Rock and Truck Show would like to announce the Truckers Canning Hunger Food Drive. It'll take place September 26th in Millbury, Ohio. All canned food donations will go to the Feed Your Neighbor food pantries in the greater Toledo area. We will have entertainment, raffles, and many other activities throughout the day, so come support this great cause. For any questions or to donate, please contact Joseph Graham at 724-880-8489 or Darren Heller at 605-890-2752.
Join SS Cruises as we once again present the Truckers Gone Wild Cruise. We'll sail on the beautiful Carnival Glory from the bustling city of Miami, Florida. The Glory will take us to the incredible ports of St. Thomas, San Juan, Amber Cove, Dominican Republic, and Grand Turk. Soak in the sunny, serene rhythms of the Eastern Caribbean's beautiful sun-dappled islands. A Carnival cruise to the Eastern Caribbean sails to some of the region's most storied isles, each ringed by rainbow-hued coral gardens. Dig your feet into the silky sand, float in azure seas, and let your cares melt away in the Eastern Caribbean. An initial non-refundable reservation of $50 per person is due by June 14th, 2016. And note, this is just a reservation. To receive a cabin assignment, full deposit will be required. A full deposit of $250 per person is due by September 14th, 2016. Final payment is due by December 5th, 2016. We hope to see you on board.
Playing today's country hits and yesterday's favorites, commercial free.
Random Man and Donna Nedrits on RTM Radio.
New country. Actually, Brandon White had requested that song quite a while back, and I just thought it was a badass jam, so I like to play it once in a while. Besides, it's titled THC Outlaw. I mean, what the hell? How much more country can you get than an outlaw, right?
Uh-huh.
Yankee and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network. Wanted to say hello to...
Mary in California.
Hi, Mary. Mary in California. What's going on there, good looking?
And to Howard, he's listening still. I don't know why he's listening, but he's listening.
Howard, oh Howard, Howard you.
Funny man. Anyway, guys, you guys want to book yourselves on the 2017 cruise.
He is,
you
man.
guys
You guys are
going
going
to
to love this
riot.
guy. This guy is friggin' awesome. And he's all about the sing-alongs and partying and stuff. I'm telling you, that's the best time when you go to a karaoke place and everybody's singing along. When I used to do karaoke, and Donna's done it too, when you get all these people singing along with the songs you're playing and stuff, I'm telling you, man, it's friggin' just a riot. I mean, you can't. I don't think you can have more fun than just totally releasing your soul out into the atmosphere and just everybody in a group song. You know?
And Dave Summers, you still need to sing the pussy song with me.
And after about 2 pints, a fifth, and a six-pack, you sound good no matter what song you're singing. So it's all worth it.
A fifth and a six-pack.
A fifth of whiskey and a six-pack of beer.
Oh.
Oh, I forgot you're British. You don't quite understand all that yet.
Speak English.
Let me write it down. 6 beers, 6 bottles of beer on the wall, 6 bottles of beer. Just take one down and pass it around. 1 bottle of beer, because I drank 5 all at once. Okay, does that make any more sense to you? No. Just thought I'd try it. How about a female artist for a moment? Martina McBride, an Independence Day with the Yankee and the Brit on a Saturday night of country with our special guest Howard Salmon, who stopped by. Thank you, sir. It was absolutely fantastic.
Woke up crying late last night when I was very...
Well, I love how people end these friggin' songs. What is the matter with you people? Can't you let a damn song finish before you stop your video?
This comes from the man, by the way, guys, that says, always check your video in Audacity before you load it onto Spreaker. Not video, song. Always check the start and the end of the song.
Well, how can I download songs for these people and do that? It takes, forever to fucking do all that. Shut up.
Now!
Wow. Don't forget Pirate Day on the 19th of October, is it? November?
19th of September. Forget what he says.
September? I thought it was November.
No, it is in...
Well, don't forget Pirate Day anyways. Get your pirate...
It's next Saturday.
Get your pirate clips into us, man. Get on there and say something in pirate talk. Like, "Arr, I'm Captain First in bed." That would be me, by the way. So,
shiver me timbers.
Arr, you want to play with me, Timber? I got one you can shiver on. Arr. Get them over to us, man. Tell a joke in pirate talk, something like that, but record it and send it over to us so we can have it for the show. Last year was friggin' awesome. We had a friggin' riot with it, and the year before that, too.
What did Harry send us? Play Harry's little clip.
Harry?
Oh, it was cool, yeah.
Harry sent us a pirate one?
Yeah,
I
you
don't remember that. I don't know if I can find it that quick. I might have to dig for that one.
No, just type in Harry, I guess. It'll come up.
Boy, that's a possibility, huh? Harry, Pirate Harry. Oh, all right.
Harry.
Well, we can do that. Let's give it a second to load up here, and we'll see what it's all about.
Ahoy, you landlubbers. It be Captain First in bed here to tell you about Talk Like a Pirate Day on RTM Radio. It be on September 19th, and we want you to talk like a pirate. Record it and send it to Donna or Randaman. And we'll be playing it for everyone on Talk Like a Pirate Day. It is a national holiday, you know. So come on, me hearties. Be like Captain Morgan, spice things up a little bit, and send us the copy of your voice, talking like a pirate. Arr, Donna and I will be waiting for ya.
Shiver me timbers, lads. Your captain's up here in the high mast in the bird's nest, battling the elements and the 7 seas. It's bloody hard, I can tell you, trying to pick up a signal with them bloody seagulls. So I can listen to you round the man and Donna and Natrix on Spreaker.com. Come on, you do a bit of flashing so I can pick you up through the fog and the lashing rain.
Well, that's the kind of thing we're looking for. We had all kinds of them last year. Samo sent us one, his old Pirate Pete.
Yeah.
Pete the Pirate.
Pete the Pirate.
So, get them into us, man. It'll make a great
What did you say? There's a steering wheel in my pants and it's
driving me nuts. Well, now, to calm things back down a minute, while we're on the subject of tear-jerking songs, being as you guys want to torture yourselves, this is The Living Years, Mike and the Mechanics. This song makes me get a little wet around the eye holes because...
we had a conversation about that song
The
today,
one part
didn't we,
where
dear?
he talks about his dad passing away and he didn't get to tell him all the things he wanted to say before he died, and that's what's going to happen with me. I know it is. It's the same thing because, I love my parents. I love my dad. They're all great. I respect them, all that, blah, 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 but we're just not close like that. That's not how we are. We talk, we share things, we do things, but it's just not, it's not us, and this song kind of, pulls a tear every once in a while. So give it a listen and go ahead and... if your dad's gone, sorry. If he's not, the day will come. Kind of sucks, but it's a hell of a cool tune, too, in respect to that, so. Yanki and the Brit on the Country Saturday Night, the RTM Radio Network. Well, it's not country, but it sure as hell kicks some ass. Headstrong and trapped. The Yankee and the Brit on Country Saturday Night. Our special guest, Howard Salmon. Want to thank him once again for stopping by and hanging out with us. Great guy, man. Love his music, too. Some good shit. So he'll be on the 2017 cruise, I believe it is. So better be getting your bags packed and get your tickets ordered and get your shit together, baby. Here you go. There's one for giggles. Celebrate that upcoming birthday on Monday. Yankee and the Brit, back at Mama's. This would be us.
Running around in this new truck, bank bets me ball from month to month. I'm running out of credit, find a little cash on the radio. Standing still, they're blowing past. Numbers on cars going NASCAR fast. What I wouldn't give for a slow down, don't you know? 'Cause where I come from, only the horses run. When the day is done, we take it easy. Meanwhile, back at Mama's, the porch lights on, come on in if you wanna. Supper's on the stove, beers in the fridge, red sun sinking out low on the ridge. Games on the tube and Daddy smokes cigarettes. Whiskey keeps his whistle wet. Funny the things you thought you'd never miss in a world gone crazy as this. Well, I found a girl and we don't fit in here. Talk about how hard it is to breathe here. Even with the windows down, can't catch a southern breeze here. One of these days gonna pack it up and leave here. Meanwhile, back at Mama's, porch lights on, come on in if you wanna. Supper's on the stove, beers in the fridge, red sun sinking out low on the ridge. Games on the tube, and Daddy smokes cigarettes. Whiskey his whistle wet. Funny the things that you never miss in a world gone crazy as this. Somebody, everybody knows there, everybody knows everybody. I miss those small town roots, walking around in muddy boots. Sound of the rain on an old tin roof, it's time we head on by. Meanwhile, back at Mama's, the wholesale sound's going up, and I'm gonna dump this truck and the little I got on lonesome home like a 3-acre lot. Put supper on the stove and beer in the fridge. Going for broke and we're gonna get rich. Watch the sun setting on the ridge. Baby, tell me what you think about me. Me and you back at Mama. Yeah, me and you back at Mama.
It's Random Man and Donna back at Mama's. You can all breathe and talk again now. Giggles says it's all right. Yankee and the Brit, a Country Saturday Night. That's it, man. We are gone. Closing up the doors, locking it up tight, sweeping up the sawdust, and we are out of here.
Booted Dave out the door.
You suck up.
Bend over, Dave. I've got my big, giant Wellington boots on. I'm going to give you a right good kick.
There you go. Again, special thanks to Howard Salmon for giving us a call and hanging out. What a great guy, man. Great stories. I love good stories, too, man. And that dude's got some of them, that's for sure. Thanks again. Hi, Mary in California. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And all the rest of you guys, too. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us on a Saturday night. Thanks for coming by any night. All you outsiders that tune in, man, appreciate it. We just love you guys to death as much as we love everybody else. Even though we don't know who you are, we know you're out there, and that's the key to the whole thing.
Wanda.
Aunt Wanda, of course. Help me, Wanda. Help me, Wanda. Anyways, we got to get out of here. You guys take care. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Lido Lounge, 7 o'clock, same time, same bat
And
channel.
Dave will be here at 8 p.m. calling in to answer all your cruising questions.
If you got any questions, make sure you got them handy, and we'll get them over to Dave. Come in the chat, ask what you want, listen to things. I'm sure there'll be things you don't know that you want to know. Until then, take care of yourselves. We love you all. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. That's it. We're going like a cool breeze. Bye-bye.
G-Rant, what are we going to do today?
Same thing we always do, Brit. Try and take over radio.
The Yankee and the Brit. Yes, Yankee and the Brit. One is a genius, the other's a twit. On the radio, the genes have been spliced. The Yankee and the Brit. Brit, 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 Brit. Before each show is done, the killing will have begun. By the end of the show, the heads will explode. The Yankee and the Brit, yes, Yankee and the Brit. Their ranting campaign can never be explained. To prove their radio worth, they'll take over the earth. The Yankee and the Brit, 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 Brit.
The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas.